Okay, hello everybody. This is Trina Gunzel to spoil you today with a bonus training. I prepared this little slideshow called 10 Attributes of a Champion, and it's really talking about some of those CEO level mindset attributes you need to have in order to increase not only in your business, but so this really is going to help you see and learn how to win at life on your terms. Now, a lot of people, when they get into starting their own business, they're so excited. But the reason most businesses, it's because there are personal problems that actually end up showing up in your business that take your time, that distract you, and that keep you from being able to do your best or really get yourself out there in the way that you want to. So today we're going to go through this training, and I'm going to be sharing with you specifically these 10 attributes of a champion. So I hope you're able to see this as we're going through, that you are able to see this, and I would love to have your comments down below, be able to have your feedback here. So for those of you who don't know me, maybe you're new to this group, or maybe you've been here for a while, but you are jumping back in and excited to be a part of this in this new year. I am Trina Gunzel. I'm going to be sharing this training today to help you learn how to win at life on your terms, and to kind of introduce you to my family. Here's a picture of my husband and I, and our son Wyatt, and our daughter Abby. We are the family, the Gunzel family, and our podcast is First After 40, and we have Gunzel Family Brands. You can go there if you want to check out and download some freebies, learn more about our family. We are speakers and consultants. We've been married for 24 years. I'm an author, presenter, and international trainer, and I've also got my master's in education and teaching leadership. I have 20 years consulting experience, so I bring a lot to the table and have done many different conferences, spoken to thousands, trained at State Department level, and we homeschool our two kids as we've traveled the world in most of the 50 states. I'm also the facilitator of Women in Power events, which are a lot of fun. If you've never been to one of the retreats, they're amazing, and we have some really exciting things coming up this year, so I look forward to sharing more of that with you. Our story. Okay, I wanted to just personally share this with you. The reason I have a lot of experience in this, and my story is going to impact a lot of you, talking about raising a champion. Our son Wyatt, when he was 4 years old, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. We had a very successful photography business. I was teaching also full-time on the side, and one day I woke up and my little boy was breathing really heavy and he passed out in the chair. We took him to our doctor. Within half an hour, we were in an ambulance driving to a high-level medical facility, and 2 hours away, we had to go into the emergency room where we found out our son had type 1 diabetes, and he had went into a diabetic-induced coma because his blood sugar was over 900. After 5 days in the hospital of intense and grueling training to learn how to care for our son and calculate and give him insulin shots for every meal and blood sugar over 80 to 120, that began this long journey of learning how to care with someone with a long-term medical condition, and it absolutely changed our life. My little boy is so brave, and every single day, front putting a needle in his stomach, changing his sights, all of the studies he's been in to try to find a cure since he was 4 and is now almost 18. For me, I raise a champion, so I know firsthand that it takes to be able to play a bigger game, especially when you are faced with personal challenges that shock you to your core. So I want you to just take a little bit of time and think about, do you have a story, in your heart of something that you have struggled with that's been a challenge for you might like to share someday? Or maybe it's in the back of your mind where you just know that you went through that challenge for a reason, and there's got to be a bigger reason for that story. Those are the kind of things that we help with. Understanding the heart of a champion. Champions don't give up. I am married to somebody who at 15, when we met, my husband, he ended up having a football injury where he broke his neck and now has a bubble in his spinal cord. That changed the course of our life. Instead of him going on to play football at the college level and going pro like his dream, we decided to create a... He's been a police officer. We worked together to create our own photography studio. We literally laid down everything we had and traveled with our kids to show them that anything is possible, most of the 50 states and to Europe twice, and just helping magnify not only love, but realizing you go through challenges for a reason. And I tell you what, when you go to make a bigger impact, going to happen that you never would think you'd experience in your life, that are going to stretch you, that are going to push you, that are going to break you, that are going to have you at the point where you're literally on your knees wondering, why am I going through this? Isn't my life made for more than what's happening to me right now? And I really think that hard things happen to leaders because if you don't give up, then you're able to have huge breakthroughs and help a lot of people. So that's where we are in our journey now. And I would love to help you really understand and dig in by defining these very specific terms that are attributes of a champion. Okay. These are the things you're going to need when you dream of writing books, or you dream of speaking on stages, or you dream of inspiring thousands, because the world will come at you. Okay. When you're trying to do big things, when you're trying to help a lot of people, there will be people who say, oh, you can't do that, or no, that's not possible. Okay. And it's to be able to rise above that and say, you know what, it is possible, and I'm going to show you how, and this is something that I'm going to make happen. So I love to come alongside leaders and people who want to make that bigger impact and say, you know what, it is possible, and here's a path and plan to make it happen. So if you're taking notes, the very first attribute of a champion is intention. Okay, we're going to define all of these terms to really help you understand and have clarity, so that you can see how to apply them to your life. So champions have intention. Okay, they believe that something is intended or have an aim or a plan. It's not something that's just left up to luck. Okay, champions take the guesswork out of it, go head on into things and make things happen. So intention is your first attribute you really want to work on magnifying. Okay, the next one is belief. So the second attribute of a champion is belief. Here's Wyatt. You know, he went from 4 years old in a diabetic coma to right there. He was a junior in high school, and he was presenting to all the freshman classes doing diabetes awareness for health in November when it is Diabetes Awareness Month. He went and taught all of the freshman health classes as his big Eagle Scout project. He speaks on stages, he writes, he directs and produces his own shows. He's got his Instagram business and social media marketing. He's one of our top enrollment coaches, and that takes a lot of belief. So if you're taking notes here, the second attribute of a champion is belief. And as a noun, it is acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. So his belief in the value of hard work got him those results. Okay. It is also trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. So I've still got belief in myself. Okay. That belief that you can do it when life circumstances or trials or challenges come your way is going to help you be able to make that reality. All right, the third attribute of a champion is awareness. So that's a noun. It's knowledge or perception of a situation or fact. So examples, we need to raise public awareness of the issue. I'm here meeting with a type 1 diabetic mom that I met, who her child was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and a friend introduced us, and she really wanted to buy a copy of our book. That's Can't Diabetes. It's the highs and lows of raising a type 1 diabetic child. So part of my goal in writing that book was to not only heal from my own grief and to help my son, but to spread awareness so that other parents and children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes wouldn't have to struggle. So it wouldn't be so hard for them. People send me thank you letters, the reviews and reach outs and messages that we've had from this book. It's been very well received. There's reflection opportunities in this book. So even if you don't have type 1 diabetes, you'll be able to have more compassion and understanding for your friends or family who do have type 1 diabetes. Or if you know someone who does have it, you could buy them this book as a copy or as a gift copy, or they can even download it. I have had people use it in the hospital to help them through what they're going through. So spreading awareness, that's a big thing. Whatever you have knowledge in that you can share your stories and your experience and your talents and skills, you're going to help spread awareness around something. Maybe it's around raising dogs. Maybe that's something you're passionate about. Maybe it's around celiac disease. Maybe you know specific gluten-free recipes, or maybe you're somebody who is excellent at helping people through grief. Those could all be areas where you create a program around that. Maybe you're somebody who does spreading joy or care for caregivers. Okay, there's so many different ways you can help, and that's what we teach more in our specific programs. Okay, the fourth attribute of a champion is the present. Okay, this is important. So champions live in the present time. It's a noun. It means the period of time now occurring. So an example is they are happy, choosing to think beyond the present. I can't tell you how much this is going to do for you. If you will just take time every day to look around where you are, see the trees in your surroundings or flowers or grass. If you're inside, notice the walls, notice the lights, notice your desk, specific foods, notice the people in your environment. As much as you can do to stay present time, that is really going to help you be able to relate to your specific audience and the people right there in your circle and your world. You can't do it, you guys, stuck in the past. You've got to be present time right now with what is occurring in this moment and handle the things that come your way very logically. Okay, when you're creating your business as a champion, you can't get all caught up in the emotions of things. That is such a game stopper. You have to look logically at what things can you handle and control today and take action on those. All right, if you're taking notes here, the fifth attribute of a champion is discipline. This is a verb. It means to train some rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. So many parents have been afraid to discipline their children. Have you ever seen, even if it's saying no, it's important that they don't always get their way. I remember one time I was taking my daughter to the grocery store, and I used to get where I would dread taking my kids because I had a budget. There were only certain things I was trying to get, or I just want to go in super quick and get my grocery list and go home. And there were all those snack things. Do you know, right when you check out, there's like candy and toys and all this junk you just don't need, right? And I remember one day, my daughter, she was wanting a pack of gum or some candy or something. And I just stopped for a minute and I knelt down and looked at her face to face and I just said, honey, I know you don't need those things. You just really want a hug, right? And she said, yeah, Mom. And she put the candy down, just gave me a hug, and it was great. Like, we got out of there. Discipline for yourself as a champion, that might mean if you want better health, you're going to foods that actually fuel your body, okay, instead of things that don't make you feel good. It might mean that you have a set schedule. You're waking up so you can work in those early hours before your house gets busy and life gets crazy. I tell you what, if I wouldn't have woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't have any books published. That's how I wrote and published 4 of my books, was getting up in that early time. You can even add some discipline today. Is it reading something better each day? Is it making one post? Is it building a new relationship? Okay, is it showing up? Every single person who has finished our business building programs and is getting results, they were disciplined. They went and did every video. They did exactly what we coached them to do, and so they are crushing it. They're doing amazing. So think about, how can you add in discipline to really be the champion you want to be in your own life? All right, the sixth attribute of a champion is trust. So this means believe in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of, like, I should have trusted my gut. Okay, if you're going to apply this to your business, are you actually doing the things you coach on? When I meet people and they're coaching on something that they have zero experience or zero results on, I'm like, don't do that. Teach what you know. Okay, results in. For me, I can coach business because I have over 20 years experience in it. Our Best Educators LLC has brought in fortune, and not only have we built businesses from scratch to over 6 figures, we have built programs to teach others so they can duplicate our success in their own programs, in their own unique way. If you're amazing at making wedding cakes, why would you go teach how to make a blanket if you don't know that? So look at that, okay, and be trustworthy by not only trusting yourself, but allowing your strengths and talents to inspire and help others. The 10th attribute of a champion, this one's really fun, joy. Okay, that's a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. It's like you get tears of joy when we took our kids to right there where you see that beautiful carousel in the background. Okay, we had so much fun. I mean, when you're having your own business, maybe you dream of taking your family on multiple vacations a year, or being able to tithe and give large amounts to your church or specific people in need in your life so you can make a bigger impact. What brings you joy? Is it walking outside? Is it taking a nap in the middle of the day? Is it having a bubble bath at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because you're not stuck in a 9 to 5 schedule? Is it being able to visit your family because you have a disposable income and you're not stressed about that? What brings you joy? For me, I love having retreats. I love having get-togethers with people and having them over to our home to socialize. I love being able to read great books and help my family or cook amazing recipes and feed friends and family. Spending time together, spending one-on-one time with my kids and my husband and my family. What things really bring you joy? Because if you can magnify joy, you're going to have better sales, you're going to have more fun, and you're going to have more people being attracted to you and wanting to do things with you. That's a part of how it works. So remember that as a champion. If it's not bringing you joy, even workouts, okay, you can appreciate your body's getting stronger. You can appreciate and find something that brings you joy out of any situation. Okay, the 8th attribute of a champion is compassion. Compassion is a sympathetic pity and concern for sufferings or misfortunes of others. So like the victim should be treated with compassion. When you are able to sympathize with someone else without taking their problems on, okay, you can have compassion for others. That might drive foundation, or that might drive you to be able to make an offer to someone or directly reach out because they're on your heart. I always say never ignore that. If you're having a tug or prompting on your heart, champions find a way to make solutions happen, and they listen to those promptings because they're very in tune with what people need, and then create solutions that are really going to help others. All right, the 9th attribute of a champion is impermanence. So impermanence is the state or fact of lasting for only a limited period of time. So example, she describes the impermanence of human existence. What I really love about this attribute is that champions are willing to lay down what they thought they knew for something better. So if you're like, wow, I thought this was the way, but you know what? Wow, that really isn't getting me results. I'm going to be coachable. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to change to improve myself. That's where you really start to have big jumps. Now I will tell you, this is something because I really liked who I was. I was really excited about the things I was doing. But when I learned if I can quickly not get emotional, but just lay down that part that's like, maybe there's a better way, and find a solution that works even better, and look at the reality of, wow, that is really helping me make bigger jumps and better progress, and looking at the results and outcomes, use that data to help you. So don't be stuck in impermanence, okay? Maybe struggle with that too. Be willing to lay that down and shift your mindset. Let go of a habit that's not serving you well to do something better, and watch how that magnifies more good in your life. And the 10th attribute of a champion is purpose, okay? Having one's intention or objective. So God has allowed suffering, even purposed it. We teach in our program specifically how all those experiences in your life have come together for good, for this very specific intentional reason. And when all those things line up, it's just like an accelerator for our clients and their life and their business, and everyone's purpose is different. Maybe all of us have the same purpose of being a mom, but maybe your purpose is a little bit different in the way you're going to do that in your home and how you're going to magnify that. Or maybe as someone who really knows that you're meant to train people for triathlon. Maybe you have that experience, maybe you had all of that background and training, and it's been a while since you've done it, but you know how to do that. You could create a duplicatable way for people to train as well as you have. Maybe as an author, you know how to help people self-publish their own books. Maybe you're someone who's amazing at scripture studies on something specific, and you pull that together, and that aligns with helping your family and helping others. Whatever the specific purpose is, if you feel like you're not that happy in your job, or you're not feeling that fulfilled in your life, that's an indicator that you're not living your purpose, and we can help you discover that and put it together in a way that allows you to help more people. Maybe it's right there helping the people in your own home. Maybe it's helping yourself and realizing you don't need your own business. Maybe you want to be a consultant, or maybe you just want to be able to have peace when you get up every day and you're excited, but you feel better about what you're doing. That's really what we help do. So as you're looking at this way of living life as a champion, that means a life that's awake, open with purpose and with no regrets. So these 10 principles are going to help you live fearlessly and work joyfully, not to mention taking fun in your accomplishments to a whole new level. So I want you to try this and become the author of your own success story, because you can implement those 10 attributes of a champion we talked about right now. Maybe you write those down that I shared with you and put them on a note card and just see, are you living those attributes in your life right now? Because it takes a much different level mindset to break way beyond six figures than it did to get to six figures. Okay, so that's when we talk about CEO level growth, maybe enrolled clients, you're ready for next level. We're going to look at building in some of these next level growth attributes you need to reach those higher level goals. Okay, and if you're excited to figure out your exact purpose and how to apply it so you can implement each of these 10 principles to be a real life champion, you can go to trinagunzel.com and you can actually schedule directly with me. You can click on this link here, and I'm going to help you learn exactly how to finally identify your purpose and have a path and plan to apply your skills and talents moving forward with certainty and direction. Because that's what it takes. If you're waffling on that and you're not there and you're jumping from opportunity to opportunity, that's how you know you don't have your purpose dialed in yet. But we can work through that. We have an exact proven process to help you. And it's really fun. It helps you see how everything comes together for good. So I encourage you to schedule that call if you have not done that with me yet. Or, okay, if you're ready to make a bigger impact and you've completed our Stories to Success program and you want to be a next level speaker, or you want to lead retreats or host your own events, maybe you even want access to next level CEO mindset through masterminds so you can break that 6 level barrier, okay, and make a bigger impact, you're going to have an opportunity to work with me. And because you showed up here, I'm going to help you. We're going to have a call where I'm going to help you go through and create your exact next level growth plan. There are exact steps that you can go through to help you reach those goals. And that's when it gets really fun, because this momentum just starts and you're going to duplicate what works. And that's where you're going to be rewarded as a champion. So because you took time and you stuck through this training all the way to the end, I'm going to give you a one-on-one call with me that you can schedule. If you don't have my calendar link, just DM me and I'll send it to you, or you can comment down below and I'll be happy to give it to you. We're actually doing it as a client experience call, which is really fun to kind of see where you are in your journey and what kind of help you need next. And for those of you who I have not had the pleasure of speaking with for the first time, I really encourage you to schedule this one-on-one call with me. It's a gift that I'm giving you to be able to take some time to have clarity over your future, what you want to do moving forward. I work with a lot of existing business owners who may have, certain barriers, and they don't know why they can't break through that 6-figure barrier, or they don't know why they're not enrolling clients. We can look at that together. We can look at and come up with an exact plan for success for you. And I'm also happy to help you if you are just dabbling in your business. Maybe it's more like a hobby and you haven't actually enrolled clients, or maybe you're not hitting the you want, or something just feels off in your business. I'm happy to look at that with you. That's a lot of fun too, to be able to isolate and just kind of see in a new point in time with outside fresh perspective how this can help you. So I would love to hear your takeaways in the comments down below. Thank you for any feedback you have from me. Like I said, this was just a little bonus one I wanted to share with you. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time today, and thank you all for being active members of our Women in Business group. I'm going to be adding a lot more content in here to serve you. We also have our YouTube channel up and going that we do prizes and giveaways for subscribers. It's all family friendly and lots of variety and instruction and content on there. So make sure you check that out at 100% family. And thank you for taking the time to be here on this training today.